Let's talk about 9 things that you need to be doing now to start your business in 2025. Whether it's a full blown out business, a side hustle, a side gig, whatever it is that you want to do to earn more money in 2025, let's talk about that now. Who am I? I am Greg. I am a serial entrepreneur who has built multiple successful businesses, who is now turned into a consultant to help you develop your business, your side hustle, to help you earn more and to help you escape the hustle and the day-to-day grind and start living the life you want. If you want any help from me, there are links in the description where you can schedule one-on-one time with me to help you start your next adventure. All right, let's get into today's content. 9 things you must be doing today to start your business, your side hustle, your journey in 2025. Number 1 on our list is to clarify your business idea. Many of us have a lot of ideas on how we can make money, many different ideas, and we think we can chase them all. The truth is we can't. So first thing you need to do is get crystal clear on what thing it is you are going to do. If you chase too many things, none of them will succeed. Chase one, just one, and become very clear on exactly what that is. Let's say you want to do something involving pets. I like talking about pets because this is one area where there's so many different things to do. You could sell pet supplies. You could sell pet food. You could be a dog walker. You could do a dog pooper picker-upper. There are so many things. You could be a dog groomer, a dog sitter. That's so many different things you can do. But if you're trying to do them all, really you're going to find it hard to do any of them well. Let's say you're a dog sitter and a dog walker and a dog pooper picker-upper. Well, being a dog sitter will be hard if you got to keep running out to be a dog walker. Being a dog walker may be hard if you have to constantly stop to pick up poop and run back home to check on the dogs you're sitting. And maybe those dogs that you're sitting needed to be let out while you were out dog walking. And then you needed to run to the pet store to pick up supplies for your dog food delivery service. So really get crystal clear. If you're going to go this route, pick 1 or 2 of the items. And if you pick 2, make sure they are very complementary where they work together very well. But I really suggest you pick 1. Start with that one and get it going really well. Really focus in on that. Then decide if there's a natural avenue to add something of an upsell to that naturally flows with it, that doesn't distract you from that one thing that you are crystal clear and laser focused on doing. Next, you need to research your industry. This is important. You need to research where these people are that need the product or service or thing that you are offering. If you're going to be a dog walker, well, where do the people with pets live? Who are these people? What do they look like? Are they single? Are they married? Do they work? Do they have kids? Where can I find these people? How do I know what they are and what their pain points are? So research this. Research if there's anything you need to do to get started in dog walking. We're just going to say you chose to be a dog walker. Well, you probably need a couple leashes. You may need to research some treats. You may need to research a little bit about how to handle pets, animals, dogs well. You may also want to think about how you would gain access to people's houses securely and give them a sense of security that they're giving you permission to enter their home to take their pet out, but they don't want you to rob from them. So maybe you need insurance. Now, in researching your industry, don't let this be your stopping point. A lot of people get stuck in the endless cycle of research, thinking they need to research more, they need to research more, they need to research more. But really, that's just an excuse to not get started. So don't let this be a stopping point, but let this also be a useful period of time where you build knowledge. This should not take long. All right, next, look at business structure. Most side hustles and small businesses, you can start as just a sole proprietor, which means it's just you collecting money, and then at the end of the year, you have to pay taxes on it. That's it. There's really nothing more you need to know to do that. Maybe you want to do an LLC. Well, there's a little bit more to it. You have to figure out how to file for an LLC, and then there's different tax ramifications to that, and you will most likely want to involve an accountant, at least for year-end taxes if you do an LLC. Then there's an incorporated company, an Inc. Do you want to go that? What's the advantages of Inc. versus LLC versus sole proprietorship? Again, don't get hung up here. Really, I would encourage you to get started. You can always start as a sole proprietor. Just get started, and then you can roll into the corporate structure that makes the best sense for you as you start to get this going and figure it out. Because again, this is another major stopping point for a lot of people. And I don't want you to stop just because you're not sure which way to go. Next on our list is test out your business concept. Now, this is important because if you don't have a good concept and nobody's willing to give you money, you don't have a business worth doing. So you need to tweak that in a little bit. For that, I highly recommend reading the book $1 Million Weekend because it goes over this step in great detail. But ultimately, the idea is you find a couple people who need this service. Maybe they're people that you already know. And you go ahead and sell it to them. Like, hey, I am going to be a dog walker starting my services in January. Or I am a dog walker. Currently, I have some openings coming up in January. Would you like me to walk your dog? And if they say yes, great. Tell them the price and say, all right, I need a commitment now to get you on my schedule. I need a credit card number so that I can start your billing when services start. Get the financial commitment. A lot of people will tell you, oh, that's great. I would love your services. Let me know when you start. The problem with that is when you actually start, they're kind of full of excuses and maybe in a month or two, when they actually give you financial details, that is when they're truly committed and you've more or less proven that you can find and sell to a customer. So prove your concept by pre-selling this idea, this product, this service that you are offering. Next, I strongly suggest getting in financial shape. Starting a business involves a lot more than you think it's going to involve, whether it be fees to start the business, insurances that you didn't realize, or maybe you're not quite making the amount of money out of the gate that you thought you would. So start to pack away some money to cover that beginning expense period, whether it's covering yourself to not make the money you thought you would make right away, whether it's to cover some unexpected bills that come up. Whatever it is, get in financial shape and get your budget together so that you know what your ongoing expenses will look like. This is really important because the number one reason businesses fail is not having the cash they need. It's not that they don't have the business they need, they don't have the cash. And there's a big difference because cash isn't always instantaneous. It's called cash flow. There's always cash coming in, cash going out, but sometimes our cash going out is bigger than the cash coming in because the cash coming in can fluctuate based on bills and other things that are outstanding. So cash flow kills businesses. So make sure you're starting now to get your financial security in order so that you have some wiggle room when this starts. All right, start building relationships with other people now. Go ahead and start telling people this is what you do. Start finding out where these potential customers are and relationships may work. Maybe you want to stop in at the pet supply store, tell them you are a new dog walker in town, and you would love to be able to help them out with their customers and service them. In return, you can definitely refer your customers go shop at this pet store because it's the best pet store for all of your pet supply needs. So you start, this is called networking, you start building relationships, networking with others, building that referral business and building your customer base. Next, build your strategy. What is this going to look like now that you've really proven the concept, you got some things in motion? What does your day look like? How are you going to accomplish things? How are you going to find more customers? How are you going to keep it all going at the same time? Because your day will consist of doing the work. If it's a dog walker, you're going to need to go out and do those walks. You're going to need to advertise. You're going to continue to need to network. You will need to pay your bills and also write the bills to your customers. Figure this out. How are you going to communicate with customers on an ongoing basis? This is all part of what you need to know. It's not a stopping point. Let me be clear. Don't let these be stopping points, but these are things that you will need to be doing. Then also start preparing now, and this is part of the financial thing of start preparing for the not so fun stuff. Things will happen. You're going to have to pay insurance. Somebody's going to complain about your service. It's going to happen, or your product. How are you going to handle that? If you don't pre-plan, you're going to kind of crumble under this pressure. So if somebody complains about your service or your product, really the most simple answer is, hey, I'm sorry my product or service didn't meet up to your standards. I'd love to refund you your money, and we move on and be happy. Pretty simple. But initially, we just want to be defensive. It feels like a personal attack. It's not. It's just the way it is. Not everybody can be pleased all of the time. So plan for that. It's okay. They're not attacking you. It's just the way it is. Then plan how you're going to scale this business. Because your business is awesome, your business is going to work, and it's going to quickly outgrow your ability to handle it all yourself. So what does scaling look like? Does scaling look like you do all of the work, like walking all the dogs because that's what you love, and then you hire somebody to do your bookkeeping and billing for you? Or maybe you hire multiple dog walkers to work for you, and then you work on the back end stuff of finding more customers and selling the service. Figure out what that's going to look like in the future. That way, as you grow this business quickly, you can also have a plan to scale it and scale it well. That is what you need to know to start your business in 2025. Comment down below what business you are starting, how you're doing, and what I could help you with. Any video that you'd like me to make, go ahead and comment that down below. But number one, let me know what business you're doing or starting in 2025. I'd love to hear from you. Have a most awesome, profitable day.